navigating the conversation about finances with adult children can be a delicate matter. I'm speaking about this from the perspective of a mom with a toddler of my own and also somebody who has parents, and we've had this awkward conversation. However, discussing your financial status with them is crucial, especially as you age and they age. The question then becomes, when is the right time to have this talk? Honestly, the way my parents did it, I really appreciated it. We did it in stages. When I was younger, we started talking about being financially responsible, budgeting, things like that. As I got older, my dad taught me how to balance the checkbook, where to look, where does he store bills, how long does he keep these things. And as we got a little bit older, we got into more of the difficult conversations. When I was a teenager, I knew, the important numbers, call 911, here's the closest hospital. But also I knew who was my parents' power of attorney, with me and my sister both being minors. Once I turned 18, they sat me down and they said, okay, it's gonna be you. Here's where the important documents are. Here's what you need to know. And I very much appreciated with it. But for you, you'll know the right time to talk to your kids. But the basic guideline is make sure that your children are mature enough to understand the nuances of financial planning. For most families, this kind of coincides with the significant milestones, turning 18, graduating college, starting a first job, or getting married. You may or may not want to have their spouse involved in these conversations as well. But any of the events, these usually naturally lead to conversations about, the stability, the planning, and that's typically the right moment to open up and kind of talk about your financial situation. It's not fun talking about how long you may have with them and what they need to know if something were to happen, but it's important to plan. Because unfortunately, I won't have my parents forever as much as I would love to think I would. And I very much appreciate that they spent the time talking with me about these things. That way, when the time comes, I know what to do. And I can spend more of my time reminiscing on their life and properly mourning them than trying to worry about what's the next thing I need to do. And so another good time to revisit this conversation maybe again is when you're nearing or entering retirement. This phase usually changes your financial landscape. You have a shift in your income, your investments, and your living expenses. Sharing this information with your adult or even aging kids can help prepare them for that future and those responsibilities. They'll know what to do, how to manage their inheritance, and they'll understand what your retirement plans and your end-of-life plans are. So discussing your financial status, it becomes even more crucial if you have health concerns or if you need to plan for long-term care. These circumstances, while very uncomfortable, can significantly impact your financial situation. And your kids, us, we need to know what these are. We need to be aware of these changes so we can help you. We, or your kids in general, they might need to make decisions on your behalf in the future. And being well informed will help them make those choices that best align with your wishes. So, in conclusion, to be all formal here, talking to your adult kids about your financial status is crucial to ensure they are prepared for the future. It's a conversation that, like I've said before, can be uncomfortable and challenging. It will help you foster understanding, preparedness, and a stronger family bond. Timing these discussions to coincide with significant life events may seem a little awkward at first, but it can make the process smoother and more relevant for everyone involved. We often help facilitate these conversations for lots of families at all different stages. If you feel like it's time or just kind of want to get ahead of the curve and start thinking ahead, just reach out. We're always happy to help clarify and, help facilitate this discussion.